Ben Davies has just signed a new one-year deal at the football club. Yves Bissouma has departed following the conclusion of his contract. Marcos Senesi signs. He will wear the number 5 shirt next season. He said it's a very special feeling being a Tottenham Hotspur player. Sebastian Kehl has turned Tottenham down to be our sporting director after various meetings. And Sky Germany have stated that De Zerbi to be given a greater influence within the sporting structure. And Tottenham Hotspur target Savinho wants assurances. He wants regular game time. Hi everyone, hope you're well. Chris Cowlin here. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. On Wednesday, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club confirmed that Ben Davies has signed a new contract with the club. Ben, who has made 363 appearances for us and was a Europa League winner in 2025, will now enter his 13th season as a Spurs player. Talking about signing a new deal, Ben Davies said, "Tottenham Hotspur really feels like home. It has been a huge part of my football journey and I'm grateful for what the club has given to me so far in my career. It's been difficult over the past few months not being able to help the team on the pitch in some tough moments due to injury, so I tried to help the players off it as much as I could, being a voice in the dressing room and around the group, contributing in any way that I could. My heart is on my sleeve for this football club and I will give anything for it." Now, BBC Sport on this story, they have stated that Tottenham Hotspur defender Ben Davies has signed a new one-year contract until the end of next season. On Wednesday, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club confirmed the departure of midfielder Yves Bissouma following the conclusion of his contract. The Mali international joined us from Brighton in the summer of 2022 and went on to make 111 appearances in all competitions in our colours. His 2 competitive goals for us came in the Premier League against Everton and West Ham United in the opening months of the 24-25 campaign, before his crowning achievement at the end of the campaign as he helped us lift the UEFA Europa League trophy with impressive performances in both legs of the semi-finals against Bodo Glimt and in the final against Manchester United in Bilbao. On Wednesday, the club confirmed the signing of defender Marcos Senesi on a free transfer. An experienced Argentina international defender. He will join Tottenham Hotspur Football Club on the 1st of July, subject to international clearance following the expiry of his contract with AFC Bournemouth. The club have confirmed that Marcos Senesi will wear the number 5 shirt for the 2026-2027 campaign. Now, Marcos Senesi, on joining Tottenham, he said it's a very special feeling to be a Tottenham Hotspur player. From the first moment, the club has shown why they want me and how they want me to be a part of what they are building. It is exciting and something I can't wait to be involved in. He then went on to say, "Every time I step on the pitch, I will do my best to make the fans proud and to take the club back to the place where it belongs. I want to win things with Tottenham and I want to do everything I can to make that happen." Now, sporting director Johan Langer, on the signing of Marcos Senesi, he said he is a defender who brings a combination of quality, intelligence and leadership to our squad. His experience at the highest level, his composure in possession and his desire to compete for every ball make him an excellent fit for the way that we want to play. Johan Langer then went on to say, "We are delighted to welcome him to the club and believe that this is the perfect place for him as he enters a great stage in his career." Head coach Roberto De Zerbi, on signing Marcos Senesi, he said his experience, quality on the ball and competitive edge will strengthen us defensively as well as giving us flexibility in formation. He's comfortable playing in a possession-based team, reads the game very well and has the personality to thrive in a demanding environment. I also love his mentality and desire to keep improving, and I'm really looking forward to working with him and seeing the big contribution he can make to the team. Tottenham Hotspur defender Radu Drăgușin has posted on social media. He said the 25-26 season reminded me just how much football means to me. After a long period on the sidelines, being back on the pitch with my teammates, wearing the Spurs and Romania shirt again was something I'll never take for granted. Doing what I love most felt even more special after everything it took to get back. A huge thank you to everyone who supported me. Your messages, encouragement and belief meant more than you will know. Tutto Sport in Italy have reported that Tottenham Hotspur are considering a move for Juventus and Brazil defender Gleison Bremer, 29, to replace 28-year-old Argentina international Christian Romero in defence. A couple of updates from Sky Germany regarding Tottenham Hotspur and a new sporting director to work alongside Johann Langer for next season. Sky Germany have stated Sebastian Kehl will not join Tottenham Hotspur. The decision has now been made by Kehl. There were concrete talks, but no consensus was reached on the club's future strategy and direction. As revealed on the 22nd of April, Kehl was Tottenham's leading candidate for a newly created director role at Spurs. Discussions have been ongoing ever since. Kehl was expected to help shape the squad and work closely with the first team alongside sporting director Johann Langer. A further update from Sky Germany, they have stated that Sebastian Kehl has rejected Tottenham Hotspur's offer. After concrete negotiations and multiple meetings in London, no agreement could be reached. Talks were constructive, but differing views on the club's strategy direction ultimately proved decisive. One of the deal breakers was also that head coach Roberto De Zerbi will now be given greater influence within the sporting structure. The Standard have just reported that Savinho, Tottenham talks over £60 million move continue as Manchester City winger seeks assurances the Brazilian is open to a move a year after North London's switch collapsed. The Standard have reported that Savinho is seeking more first-team football next season as talks continue over a move to Tottenham. Now, Standard Sport reported last month that Spurs were backing for the Manchester City winger, who was a serious target last summer under former head coach Thomas Frank, but an agreement over a fee could not be reached. Spurs have revived their interest in the player, and it is expected that a fee in the region of £60 million would be required if the move materialises. Any deal would include add-ons and bonuses. The Brazilian signed a new contract at City in October, which runs through now until summer 2031. City last summer stood firm on their £70 million valuation last summer, a figure that Spurs didn't want to pay as they planned to reinvest that money by signing a replacement instead. The Spurs talks broke down, Savinho stayed put, and City signed Bournemouth star Antoine Semenyo in January for £65 million. Now, the Standard have stated that Savinho, his priority right now is playing regular first-team football as he weighs up his options for next season. While it is understood that he wishes to leave Manchester City in order to play more, the expected arrival of manager Enzo Maresca as Pep Guardiola's replacement brings an added unknown. It remains unclear how highly Maresca rates Savinho and if the Brazilian's place in the first team pecking order would change. The Standard have also stated that Savinho spent this season on the fringes of Pep Guardiola's squad, starting just 14 matches and producing 6 goal contributions. He was left out of Brazil's 26-man World Cup squad by head coach Carlo Ancelotti. Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode. Let's start by talking about Marcos Senesi. I tell you what, he's come out and said it's a very special feeling being a Tottenham Hotspur player. He clearly wanted Tottenham and he turned down other clubs to join Tottenham. I'm absolutely delighted as a Spurs fan to see Marcos Senesi holding up that Tottenham Hotspur shirt. He is a top quality player. Of course, he was Bournemouth's player of the season last season, and he is an Argentina international, might end up even playing at the World Cup, this month. So a top player, and I completely agree with all of the comments from Roberto De Zerbi and from Johann Langer on him, his leadership qualities and the way that he plays. Loves playing the ball, a ball-playing centre-back. And I think this is a top signing for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, and you have to give the club credit for getting these deals over the line, Marcos Senesi and Andy Robertson. And, of course, they have just given Ben Davies a new 1-year deal as well. It's great to see Ben Davies staying at the football club. He is very, very highly regarded by everyone at the football club, both on the pitch and off the pitch, with the way that he looks after everybody at the club. Gives constant encouragement, leadership qualities on and off the pitch as well, true captain material, and a real leader. And this is exactly what Spurs need right now. We need a lot of leaders at the football club. Not only are we signing leaders, but we are keeping a leader in Ben Davies at the football club. And I think that is absolutely fantastic to give him another year at Spurs, because he has been a very, very hard-working player, an important player, and he's been here for a long time under so many different managers. Yves Bissouma going out the door. I can't say that I'll miss Yves Bissouma, if I'm completely honest. I think that he has been very disappointing. I was so excited when Spurs did sign him. I expected so much more. And I think that he has been a really disappointing signing during his time at the football club. I think he was one of the best midfielders in the Premier League when we brought him in, and he just didn't live up to the expectation for me, in all honesty. But I wish him well. Hopefully he does well at his next club, wherever he does go. But yeah, Spurs need to move on, and Spurs need to get a number of players in now to improve this team, to improve this squad. And I love the fact that Spurs are moving fast in this transfer window. The transfer window actually opens in 5 days' time officially. Yes, we've been able to announce these two signings because they were or are both free transfers. But the next ones, Spurs are after Van Hecke from Brighton, and they're also after Savinho. And I've no doubt that the football club are also lining up and going after a lot of other players for this transfer window. As I've said all along, and I'm going to be consistent here, I expect Spurs to be extremely busy by bringing in 10 players. And a lot of players to go out the door as well. So, watch this space. Tottenham targets Savinho, wants assurances. He wants regular game time. I've absolutely no doubt that Savinho will get regular game time under Roberto De Zerbi, particularly the way that Roberto De Zerbi wants to play. And in that report there, seeing that Savinho only started 14 games under Pep Guardiola last season, I think that he will get a lot more game time under Roberto De Zerbi in this Tottenham Hotspur team. And I'm very excited about Savinho, actually. I think that he has got Premier League experience, and I think that there is still so much more to come from him. And Roberto De Zerbi, as I've said before, Roberto De Zerbi gets the very best out of players. And that isn't saying that Pep Guardiola doesn't, because he's the best in the world. Of course he does. But he needs regular game time. And when you have a player of that quality, they need, to play games. And I don't think he played enough for Manchester City. And I just hope that he can be an absolute sensation by signing for Tottenham. So this one will be an interesting one. Other music to the ears of a Tottenham Hotspur fan, including myself, is the fact that Sky Germany have stated that De Zerbi to be given a greater influence within the sporting structure. Now, I've said for the last couple of years that Spurs need to change the way that they do things, especially at board level, especially, the hierarchy, whether it's the owners, the board, sporting directors and so on. We need to change the way that we have done things in recent times, because we've gone round in circles, having so many different managers appointed, then leaving the football club. Sometimes you need to give the manager a little bit more control. And I'm so glad that we're hearing this from Sky Germany, the fact that De Zerbi has been given a greater influence within the sporting structure. The manager's opinion should be extremely important. That opinion is very important. We've heard from Johan Lange in the last couple of years. He said that everyone must be on the same page, particularly when Thomas Frank was here. He said it's about what everyone wants. It was about what Fabio wanted. It was about what Johan wanted. It was also about what Thomas Frank wanted. And their words were, well, we have to all be aligned. We have to agree on certain players, on certain profiles, on certain signings and so on. And I love the fact that, Sebastian Kehl has turned down Tottenham. Some people will see this as a positive, some people will see it as a negative, and some people will probably say, well, I'm not that bothered either way. But the sporting director, if they are to work with Johan Langer, then, it must work. It must be the right fit. If they're coming in to take over Johan Langer's job, then of course it is a different ballgame. We don't know the ins and outs of that situation right now. But what I am very pleased about at this stage is the fact that Roberto De Zerbi has a greater influence within the sporting structure. Certainly what it sounds like is the fact that Roberto De Zerbi will have a much bigger say than perhaps what Thomas Frank did when it came to bringing in players. Because I think that Roberto De Zerbi, he is a very outspoken guy, and I think that he will be telling the likes of Johan Langer, no, I don't want this profile, I don't want this, I don't want that. We know that Johan Langer is all about data. And like I've said many times as well, you can go by data, but you also need to go with what your eyes are seeing as well. And I think that that's very important. And I think that Roberto De Zerbi is so focused on what he wants. He will probably tell them exactly what he wants, and he will probably say, look, it isn't all about data. And that's why I'm excited about Roberto De Zerbi, because I think that he is not a yes man. And I think that we've probably had quite a few yes men in recent times, particularly the likes of Thomas Frank. So, yeah, I'm excited going forward. Roberto De Zerbi, if he is to be successful at Tottenham, he does need to have a much more bigger say than perhaps what other managers have had in previous years. And hopefully he can take the football club forward because, as I've said, we have to change the way that we do things. And this seems like a great start. And it also seems like a great start in terms of transfers, in signing Andy Robertson so early, signing Marcos Senesi. Deals are being lined up for Van Hecke and, of course, Savinho. And let's hope that we have a handful more signings in, because, like I stated on the transfer show the other day with Craig, when the transfer window actually opens on the 15th of June, it's actually open for 93 days. So it's a very, very long time. That is a very long period. And of course, the season would have started within the window as well. So if, God forbid, we do have any injuries or we need any other additions once we've started the season, then of course it allows the football club to go out and do a little bit more business if we need to. But the whole thing here for me, the very, very important thing is back Roberto De Zerbi, and this football club might go back to where we belong, and it might go back to successful times, because Marcos Senesi, he's come out and said that he wants to win a trophy at Tottenham. How many times do we hear from new signings when they've signed for the football club and they always say, I love being here and really looking forward to getting started, etc., and I want to win a trophy. And yes, we won the Europa League in 2025. But up until that point, trophies were way, way overdue, and we want to see a few more. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. Stay safe and well, keep smiling, enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you on the next one. Come on, you Spurs.